welcome in once again. We're here to feed that Yu-Gi-Oh cardboard addiction, guys. You guys already know. Guys, we have none other than Vengeful Shadows here with us today. Man, this dude is amazing. This guy is great. He does amazing content. Look at that. He's just 27 people away. I'm bad at math. He's going to monetize soon. He's going to be at 1K because he's that good. You can see it's about the evidence. It's not, oh, Jay, that's just your opinion. No, the facts are usually in the charts, but in this case, the facts are in the evidence at hand here with the views. Look at that. 2.8K, 2.9K, man. Look at this video. 11K going viral. How to beat Snake Eye. How to beat Fire Kings. For you to get them views, he has to be doing something right, guys. Honestly, that's just my honest take. Look at that. How to beat Tenpai Dragon, the deck that just came out. He was ahead of the game weeks ago. You want to make sure you swing by. We'll leave the link in the description down below. Come over here to Vengeful Shadows. He always has very, very great market watches and also how to beat videos, man. So let me let him, give his take, talk a little bit about his channel. Welcome in, brother. We've already collabed multiple times here. You can check us out here. Look, the latest and greatest, Vengeful Shadows and me over there at the Semi-Limited Podcast. Amazing episode. Once we did that, I'm like, I need to have my guy on the channel, and here he is. I love collabing, especially with people that know what they're doing. So Vengeful, welcome in, brother.
Hey, thank you, Yugioh. Fresh off the press. I do appreciate it. And again, shout out to Semi-Limited Podcast for having us over there on the most recent collab that we kind of did over there, as well as kind of like the end of the year one that they had. That was really fun. So it has been multiple, man. It's always fun, man. He's the best. Player X is the best, guys. If you haven't checked him out, like he said, links are down below to check him out. But yeah, we really appreciate you having us on. We are very excited to be rounding the corner and hopefully on the final stretch to getting monetized, because as everyone knows right now, a little bit of money in the pocket really helps. Let me eat,
Of course.
And but we're just trying to get the content out, and like you said, we even postponed this because I was sick last week, so we tried getting a little content out in this last week, as I'm sure you understand. So we're just happy to get back to the content.
Of course. So there we go. Just his genuine take. He always provides great value with his videos, as he will today. You guys are going to see it firsthand, in first person here. So I'm excited to have him on. So let's get to it. Guys, we're going to start with Nightmare Throne immediately. The quarter century secret rare from Legacy of Destruction. This is the talk of the town. The max rarity version of the card that everyone is talking about. Yubel is honestly a fan favorite deck archetype. A lot of hype around this card. A lot of people wanting to get their hands on the ultra rares or on these QCSR max rarity. Look, the charts is where it's at. It's not like, oh, Vengeful thinks this, Jay thinks that. No, the V-shaped recovery is telling us everything we need to know. A card that was 170s went all the way down to 150s, now rebounding back up to 175s and beyond. Look at this, 11 listings, 2 pages only. You see the demand coming in already. And look, these are, if we really clean this up, janitor style, look, you click verified there, save. Right there, look at that. Look at, well, I don't know why Gather's verified at 99.4%, but oh well. Guys, the whole point is the demand is going bonkers for this card. It is going to be 2 hundos sooner rather than later, and then 270s and beyond. We see it coming here. Nightmare Throne, max rarity. What is your take on this one, brother?
I think that it is always a good kind of option for the players who've kind of been holding on to a lot of their collection. A lot of the Yubel lovers out there, they have the ultis of all the Yubel sets. So they need to complete that set with these QCRs. I think that's going to be following time and time again. And honestly, Nightmare Throne was kind of like the field spell that they've all been waiting for. And we're definitely going to be seeing a Yubel, at least in the rogue variant of the format. And I think going forward, this is just going to be kind of a common trend where like a lot of collection pieces are going to be like added on to with Konami doing reprints or kind of retrains of the deck. And honestly, I have some friends who are Yubel diehard fans and super happy about this one. So.
Exactly. I mean, I love your take. Honestly, that's an amazing take. Why? Because it's the hype, it's the demand. Sometimes, I mean, you're combining a deck archetype now that actually has meta potential with a fan favorite deck archetype for years and years on end. You have people that like Yubel for decades ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, people that forgot about Yu-Gi-Oh, they're like, what, Yubel now, meta, new cards, this, that. They come back, and when that happens, some people they just don't mind paying what they have to pay to get access to the card. And we can clearly see that this demand is not normal. This is just the beginning, and the ultras have been popping off as well. We just recently talked about them on the channel, so this is definitely one of the 20 best selling cards in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Then we have here Bestial Dissipator, guys, from Cyberstorm Axis Sayak here. This one retracing a little bit off the previous all-time high here, $53 for this ultra rare single print from Sayak. Yes, we had news that, or we got news a couple of weeks ago that we're getting Sayak in this year's tins. But you never know if this comes short printed or whatnot, and by that time, I mean, who knows? It might get a reprint before then, it might not, but people don't care about it. No one cares about the future. People just care about the present, the demand. They want to go to locals, they want to go to regionals, they want to go to YCSs and compete. And right now, the Bisal package is on fire. Why? Because the Banlist came, Lubellies are at 3, Druw Worms are at 3, Sereniers are everywhere, Magnuma, yes, is at 1, but even so, people are getting their copies and people are playing this. And not just with the Bisal package, it's a broken synchro. As you can see, the demand going parabolic, retracing back down here to low 40s, but that's just one of. Then it's really a $50 card, 26 listings, 3 pages only. The demand is here, guys. This is a $50 card when the card was just 20 in the mid 20s. I mean, it's already up essentially 2x. I mean, the hype is crazy for this one. What do you think about this one, brother?
I think this was actually a long time coming. When you actually go into the year back, I love these charts that TCG gives. These are so important. So like when you track back a year, this was under $20 actually for like quite some time. I even see like 12, 13, 14, 15s, and they went up, then they dropped back down to like that 16 mark, and then that's when you see like the first spike, and that's kind of like the wave we see in like the TCG, isn't it? Like as the year go on, it kind of just rises and goes back down and rises again. And it's because it's in, like you said, anticipation for the tin, but at the same time, we're like half a year away from the tin. So like players can't just be like, I'm just not going to buy the meta staple. And if you don't have your invite, well, you're kind of risking it right now. And so that's a high point for this card, but it's going to be played. It's kind of an extender with being able to summon back a light or a dark. It's one of the only level 10 right now synchros, right? That it's like actually usable. Am I correct for that one, right? Hold on. Yeah. So because all the action, wait, is it 10? Am I like
no.
It is 10, right?
It is 10.
Okay.
Yeah, right
okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah, I was like, I'm like,
no, you're good.
I'm like, look at the stars instead of the literal level
right.
10. So yeah, it's like we got the Baron gone. We have the Savage Dragon.
Sorry to interrupt. No, my bad. I'm just saying.
Oh no, thank you for interrupting.
No, it's because I'm bad counting stars. I mean, counting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like my, like they start blurring, bro. They start blurring. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's like if I don't memorize it, I'm bad. Okay.
For me, 8, 10, and 12, and all there, it's all the same.
I was like 10, 11. Wait, no, it was just 1. All right.
You can keep going.
So, oh no. So like the Bisal Dissipator is like. I said, like, a lot of people, I think they've been holding on since they were 20, like less than 20s even, and now it's the time to shine for those who've been holding. It brings back the light or dark, and then being one of the only level 10s that is usable. The Baron's gone, Savage is gone, and unless you're going into blockade with the Chaos Angel, Dissipator is what you're looking for. So I think they're expensive, but you're going to have to pay that to be getting this in your deck right
Amazing analysis. I mean, I just can't add anything to it. He used the chart to back up his take. I mean, the effect as well, the fundamentals are there, so there you go. There you go, on point. Then we do have Benga, man, I'm not going to try and say that first name. The Resurgent. That's it. From Lightning Overdrive, this is still a single print card. Insane. Look, going parabolic. We were literally talking about this card at around 5-6 billies, I think, the other day. Look, now is in the teens. 22 listings here. You do have only 3 pages. And after a couple of these, then it's a $15 to $16 card. I'm here. The demand is going bonkers, going parabolic, literally. Look, it started, it says here, April 23rd to the 25th. So that was about a week ago, a week and a half. Look what we have here. Just a recent take, a fresh off the flashback, 11 days ago, sort of before it started popping off. Let's see what your boy Jay had to say about this. That's what, 5s, 825s, we're shipping 3 pages only. I wouldn't be surprised if this card is double digits sooner rather than later. Starting up its parabolic advance move. I mean, it's a plant. Plants are getting support, new support, and 2 plant monsters makes this broken. Link 4. Look at that. During the main phase, quick effect, you can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls. Take damage equal to its attack. And if you did take damage, return it to the hand. If this card is in your graveyard, you can manage 2 or more link monsters from your graveyard whose combined link radius equals. My bad. I need to watch my own ads, man. Nah, I'm just kidding. A couple of billies here and there. Look, sales at 10 billies already. I mean, if we clean this up janitor style, we do see that we've been having sales at around 657, 7 billies. Look, you have a couple. Let's truly clean this up right here. 25 listings. You got a 1 here, a deal. But the card is pushing. Man, that's what, 5s, 825s. We're shipping 3 pages only. I wouldn't be surprised if this card is double digits sooner rather than later. Starting up its parabolic advance move. I mean, it's a plant. Plants are getting support, new support, and 2 plant monsters. Guys, you can't make this stuff up. You just can't, honestly. I mean, I love to have Vengeful here. I want to hear his opinion on my own personal take about, a week and a half ago. Hey, it's too easy. Like we always say in the channel. Yeah, we're not going to get all the calls perfect. It's not about that, but it's about the evidence. We were talking about this. We saw the charts. We saw the supply and demand. We saw the potential, went through the effect. That was just not long ago. And look at the card. Literally, when we were talking about it at 5 to 6s, some deals even at 4.99s, look, spiking up to 15. Sales already here. Man, take it over, bro. What do you think about this?
This is a card. This is a card. That's what I'm gonna say. They forgot to reprint it way back when, it looks like, from Lightning Overload. Good on them for letting us make some money. But no, good call. That's an insane one. I'll be honest. Like, I wish I would have been looking into that a little bit more, because this is just, I mean, it just reads good. Like, every line you go by this card, you're like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's also really, okay, So yeah, I mean, it's just, and then it's a secret rare, 1 printing. No, it's that's all the signs you need.
There you go. There you go. Just like the man himself said, the proof is here. You saw the fresh off the flashback. We've been calling this one right now as 15s. Maybe we have a retracement back down to the mean, people taking profits, people that were investing down here when we were talking about the card. But then after that, if it remains single print, the demand will still remain there. Wouldn't be surprised down the line if it even, pierces 20. So we'll see. We'll definitely keep you guys informed with this one. Then we have Bisal Druw Worm. Yes, we talked about the Prismatic Secret Rare in our previous market watch, but again, we just look, even the supers, one of the 20 best selling cards right now in Yu-Gi-Oh, the Bisal package. We went through Dispater, now we're going through Druw Worm, and even the super rares, they were like 6, maybe 7s, and look, spiking up. You see the parabolic invest starting to pop off. You see the curvature. That's what you want to see in the chart. That means the demand is coming in. Of course, you would have wanted been, buying down here. But again, if you bought down here, you start to see this curvature. That's a good sign. It's giving you guys a sign of potentially where you guys want to sell. Again, if you do go to the yearly chart, beautiful, beautiful price action. We had this consolidation down here, retracement back down to the mean. Now we're triple topping, guys. So you need to pay attention to this 1368, 1389, 1315. So again, sub $14. If you wake up one day and this card is 14 to 15s, that's a great sign. That means a new all-time high, probably price discovery. And this card only has 2 prints, so it'll probably go up to 20s. Yeah, look, it's all in the charts. It's not my opinion. It's not out of the blue. We're watching the fundamentals, guys. As we can see here, 30 listings. We only have 3 pages. We have a lot of one-ofs. We have a play set here and there. But again, if you see this above 14, 15s, run for the hills, because this will probably be in the 20s. So what do you think about this one?
Yeah, the Druw Worm, I'm actually looking at like the charts even of like the supers and like how low they were literally like last July. They're
Insane.
like $3, $5 even. Like, I mean, anywhere in between that. So like if you got in on that low, that's actually really good. And Druw Worm just kind of coming back time and time again, and a lot of players, I feel like they kind of stick their nose up to like the 25th anniversary reprints sometimes, like with the Prismatic Secrets. Those are beautiful, by the way. Like, they're very nice looking cards, for what they are. And even like I picked up Parallel Exceeds way back in the day, and it's like, bro, there's no way this isn't going to be like a $10 card in the future. Like, the only thing that's going to hurt these from these sets is if they ever give them the rarity collection treatment like they have with certain cards like meta staples. But honestly, I think the Bisal Druw Worm is safe from anything that drastic. If anything, they might give it like an OTS print or maybe even like a common print, but then you're still in the market with your holographic versions. So
that's right. I mean, the tins for the past couple of years, they've been doing a very good job with these Prismatic Secrets. I mean, these, when Trap Tricks came around, they were like 5, 6, 7s, I think, at one point. So again, there's always value in these tins. There's always been a lot of noise with the tins. Oh, the tins 5 years, no value, this and that. No, we just discussed it in our previous market watch. Shout out to Jimmy, a member of the channel, in the Fresh Friday feature. We were literally talking about the tins and the value that they provide. This is a card that only has 2 prints, one in the tin, one in Darkwing Blast. Yes, could it be reprinted in this year's tins, 2024? Of course. Darkwing, I believe so, that they can sneak this in there. But again, or maybe in Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge, there's a lot of slots. Like Vengeful correctly stated, he also mentioned the Rarity Collection too. So you always have to be careful for those reprints. But again, like we just took note earlier in the market watch, people don't care. People don't care about the future, about impending reprints and none of that. They need it now. They need it now. And I can respect that. If people come in and they're paying a premium, they didn't buy down here and they're getting it right now because they need it to play, that's fine. But if it's to invest, that's when we got to come in. We got to be responsible with our purchasing power. We need to analyze the charts and analyze. Is it really a good time to buy right now? Is it really a good time to sell? Honestly, people that were buying down, down here, then yes, we're triple top. You wait for 14 to 15s. If it doesn't come and it just stays below there, then you wait. Patience wins this game. If it exceeds that, then you wait for 20s. You live to fight another day, and you take profits. That's just the easy way that it goes. Guys, we have Solomon Great Raging Phoenix from legendary duelist Soul Burning Volcano. A single print of a card that continues to spike up, man, is insane. The demand for this card, look at that. Look at that. 14 listings only, 2 pages only. Look, you have an R06. Okay. You have a Wall of China here at 42 copies. That's fine, pushing the mid-50s. After that, it hovers around that price. But again, this card used to be single digits. It went on a parabolic advance move towards 55s, an all-time high, retraced back down to the mean, and now we're back up here, revisiting the previous all-time highs, guys. This, yes, you got to be careful. It could be a double top formation, so you got to wait and see. The signal that we would expect this card to have continuation towards the upside would be for it to close above $54. Right now, you have a couple of deals. So look, if you see this Wall of China essentially is the last line of resistance. If this is gone, then we expect 60s and beyond for this card. Listings are getting low. The demand is going bonkers. Again, yes, could this card get reprinted? Maybe Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge seems like a good set. Of course. But again, people need it now. People are not worried anymore about a Banlist. People, they're just freely getting what they need now. But again, we do need to be careful about impending reprints. Just always keep that in the back burner. But if you need it to play, we respect that. But again, this card is pumping up as of late. So what do you think about this one?
As you were saying, if you needed to play, you got to do what you got to do when you are going into meta or you're going into tournaments. If it's for investments, I think you always have to play the game, because like a lot of people, whenever they buy and sell, especially like on TCG, you have to remember tax, and then the little fee they charge everyone for any online source you do, So unfortunately, this is like one of those, even if it closed at like 60, 70, right, to pick it up at 50 is really rough at that point. But for the people who were picking it up literally even at like $20, like that's really, really good on anyone who picked it up. And in singles, I mean, you won the game. Congratulations. But yeah, as for picking it up for like a stock investment, I'm not necessarily certain I would. Then again, if it doesn't see a reprint and Zelantis OTK just keeps happening, then this thing's going to just spike. But I wouldn't be surprised if they would at some point reprint this. But for the players who need it, if you're gonna have to buy it, like you said, like you got to do what you got to do for that one.
100%, 100% on that take. Then we move on to Ragnara, the Evil Seed. Again, Legacy of Destruction just came out. This is a secret rare. We were talking about the Resurgence, dude, the link that we were just talking about. Then we made the fresh off the flashback. It's plant. And look, we're getting new plants here in this set. It just came out. There's a lot of people hyping these cards up to the point where it's V-shaped recovery. Card came out at 27s. We don't really take pre-sales or first day prices in consideration. It did come to single digits, come all the way down to single digits, but respiking back up, a little of a V-shaped recovery here. What does that say? That says that the demand is coming in. That it's not like, oh, the cards came out, everyone just cares about Tenpai Dragons. No, it's not always about the best deck. You can sometimes make money with these new archetypes because there's demand for them. Not everyone is going to regionals. Not everyone is playing the top tier meta decks. There's some people that really enjoy these new archetypes, being able to play plants, reptiles, insects. Look, some people really enjoy that. So you see the demand coming in, sales even at 18 billies, as we can see. And look, you have a one of a place at here and there, but then quickly goes towards 16s and 17s. I wouldn't be surprised to see this at 20s. It's getting pretty close. 71 listings, so already under 100 listings. Again, as a secret rare from this set, it's not about, the meta and, why this is going to take over a YCS or everyone's going to be playing this at Nats. No, not everything is about that. You guys can clearly see that demand can still come in for cards like these. As a secret rare, the potential is there. Definitely keep this one in mind. So what do you think about this one?
With the Ragnara, I do think we're going to be seeing at one point or another more support for that archetype. So it wouldn't surprise me if within this next month, it might trickle down for those wanting to invest into it slightly. We even see it's slightly going down. It won't be by a lot. We know that a lot of these secrets, they really kind of have a floor to some of them, especially when they're hyped up like this insect one and the plant one. I mean, it has Rika in the name, so everyone wants to play it in their plant deck, So it's but The moment they add any level of decent support is when it will immediately spike overnight. So it's one of those where it's like you don't want to wait too long, because as we know, whenever these cards spike, you need to have them in your inventory. They can't be on the mail on the way there in 2 weeks. They need to be in your house ready to go at the moment. So for the players looking to pick this up, it's going to be a sooner rather than later thing. You might be able to shave off a couple dollars by waiting it out, maybe getting 3 from one seller or something like that. But it's going to be a sooner rather than later, because if this gets any support, this card in particular is going to shoot out the roof with its effect. It's really good. So
yeah, I agree again 100% with the take, in the sense that yes, you do see a V-shaped recovery, but yes, the chart on the 1 month, yeah, the card just came out. You do see a retracement back down to the mean. This card could definitely double bottom or even make a new low. The potential is there, but what we like to see is the V-shaped recovery, because that means that there's demand now. Even though if it retraces, some people take profits that bought down here at single digits. That's natural. But when you see at least mini V-shaped recoveries, that means that in the future, like Vengeful correctly stated, once the new support starts coming out, then it gets rehyped, and then we get that second leg up, that second spike on the card, taking it, you know, to high teens, to 20s, maybe 25. So the potential is there. Does it mean that we're guaranteeing that? No. Is the potential just based on the chart, the price action, and then the fundamentals, like he correctly stated, with new support coming, you know, around the corner. So again, it's one of the best-selling cards, literally, on TCG Player, and it is for a reason. Now we have Vados, the Eruption Dragon of Extinction. What a card. What a card from Phantom Nightmare, man. When this card came out, we were talking about it at 15s. We read the effect literally here on the channel, and we said, this is just too good. It's too good of a card at 15s. Could it go down to single digits? Yeah, at the time we were considering it. But then we said, if you need this card, don't sit and wait around. If you under 50s, you can get a playset, dig in. And here we see that the secret rare, look, it went from 15s when we were talking about it all the way up to 30 to 40s, man. 40, 41s, in the low 40s, a pop. Insane. Essentially, you could have gotten a playset or near playset for the price of one. Yes, did it retrace back down heavily, you know, down to the mean? Sure, it's back down here. But again, that's just giving people an opportunity to be able to pick up such a broken card. Guys, as we can see here, clean this up janitor style, almost under 50 listings. Yeah, you do have the 11s here. You have a couple of playsets, 2 ofs, 1 ofs, 5 ofs. But again, at this price, if it's to play, this is when I would be coming in. I would be coming in to pick up a card that just the other day was $40 and today is 25s to 26s, again, to play and even to invest. If you plan on the long term on owning this card, you do see that we came all the way back down here to these pivot lows, so that's a good sign as well. Could it continue going down? Maybe, but as an investment, I would at least start considering picking up this card as well. Yeah, could it go down a little bit more? Sure, but it can also recover from here back up towards 30s. So you have to take that into consideration. The demand is coming in. I mean, this card, a lot of people, look, in just one day, look at all those sales coming in, even at places. People don't care. You have people even paying 40s. Again, even though the card is at 26s, you have Billy Bob's coming in, paying 40s for this card. When you see things like that, it means that the demand is too great for a broken card. Of course, you're like, Jay, but it's going down. Yeah, people take profits. If you were buying here at 15s, you're going to eat. You know, you're going to eat. You're going to take, you know, some off the table. Of course, you're already up 2.5x, you know? Of course you would. So again, this is a broken card that is meta relevant. And, you know, with the new Ashen support, people are hyped, you know, and what do you think about this?
It's definitely one of those cards that was very exciting at the beginning to see, like, how cheap it actually, like, was. And like you were saying, it's kind of like, yeah, that isn't going to stay this, like, cheap for, like, around. It was like $15 and everything. And then, like you said, it went up, and then it went up again. And then I think the interesting thing about Vados is it's the TCG exclusive. So we don't get the same type of response that we do with every other archetype support because it doesn't get leaked to us, okay? And the thing that was really interesting about this, like the spike to 40 or 45 it did, was it's because Italian Yu-Gi-Oh! Was ripping open box packs before everyone else and actually had like the translations as they were opening the cards. And people were like, oh my god, there's the Super Poly, oh my god, we have all of this. So it's just interesting seeing how TCG support actually like is so different than like, oh, it gets released on Konami's time. We know like kind of every night about 10 o'clock we're gonna get some sort of support. This one was just like whenever the people opened the packs up and got the translations is like when we actually had the effects. So I think that 25, this card is a new low kind of. I think it's almost like a new floor. It would really, like, yeah, you said it might go down like $1 or $2. I really don't see it going down that much. Like, if it would go under 20s, it's like, get some more, guys.
Yo,
like, buy them some more, you know? Because anything decent at this point, I think Konami kind of gave us the, like, good support, but not, like, we are 2 cards off from this archetype actually being, like, relevant in the game. And then it's just, like, it'd make me happy to see a TCG exclusive deck back in the metagame, kind of like Burning Abyss. And Vados would just be the card to kind of do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, right now, this is a new pivot low right here. It's lower than these 2 previous lows. So if there's ever a time, again, you want to buy the lows. You want to buy where people got hype, people took profits, people start looking at Hydras and Tenpai Dragons and this and that, then you refocus, you come in, you get exposure, you come in, you know, late to the party per se, but early for what could be, for the potential. And that's really where the key is at. Then here we have Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames. Guys, this card, again, look, there was a lot of banlist fears with this card. A lot of people were like, oh, this might get slapped to 2 to 1. You know, the card is too good. It's being used at multiples in the top in the decks and the best deck and this and that. And we said the card just came out. Literally came out in Phantom Nightmare. Didn't make too much sense to hit this so preemptively. Especially, yeah, it was a great card. Great effect, man. I mean, I'm the first one to say it. But it's not, you know, to the point where you need like an E-list or, you know, in the previous list or the band. No, like it's here. Still at 3s. Still readily available. And look. This card was what, 16s? Banlist Fears took it all the way down to all-time lows. And now, re-spiking back up, you can see the curvature here on the 3-month chart to $25. So again, excuse me, guys, from 16s to 25s, that's 8-9 billies a pop, you know, increments here. Of course, you do have a couple of deals here. Let me just clean this up here real quick. We do see a couple of deals right here at, you know, low to mid 20s. But yeah, look, these are one-ups. The 15s, the mini walls already at mid 20s, and then eventually it continues going on up. 6 pages only, 54 listings. So again, the card's already bumping up. The demand is there. It's a meta-relevant card. Even as an ultra rare, I wouldn't be surprised if this pushes up to 30s. Honestly, I picked up a playset at around 1750s. Then it went down a little bit towards 15, 16s. Held through. Patience wins this game, and in this particular play, I'm already up a couple of billies. We'll see what happens. We're getting a little bit of a retracement, but I expect further continuation of the trend of this card because as people start coming back post banlist, they need this card. They want to play this card. I believe this has the potential to be a 30 billy card. Yes, with poppies, that was a whole nother story, man. I bought 3 of them at 1250, 1350s, and now they're in single digits. So again, you can't win them all. But with this particular card, the demand is again one of the best 20 best-selling cards in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. So what do you think about this one?
Well, I think this could definitely, like you were saying, go towards the $30 mark. And I think the reason this had the treatment a little bit different than Populous is I'm not sure about the ratios on the cards themselves. Right. I know they're like the same rarity, but we got the Bestower being played in more decks.
Yes.
And, you know, even players like I was on the D-Barrier train, like, oh yeah, like quarter century D-Barriers, let's get them before they pop. They popped. Yep. But even some of the Tenpai players were saying like, well, it doesn't really shut us down, we'll just go into Zelantis combo still. And that's because like this card with the Bestower of Flames, you don't actually need fires to go into her. She just locks you into fires and can bring one back. So it's like decks can still utilize her that aren't fire based, and they're going to. And then the moment we see like Zelantis combos now getting splashed in like almost anything that can play it. And I do think, like we were even discussing with the Raging Phoenix, it going into the future a little bit farther, like through until Konami does anything about it or just the meta shifts. And then Promethean Princess will get even better with more links, like once we get more fire support, and we still have Flame Tongue, the blazing magical blade, still to be released to us. And that's one of the jump promos that they actually have in the OCG to link you out of the Promethean Princess. So once we get anything like that, the Princess will just be even more splashable in a bunch of decks. And honestly, any deck being able to kind of tech this and have it as responsiveness in the graveyard will definitely be doing so in the future. And then once more time goes on, it's only been like 5 months since the card's been out or less. I mean, it will go up in price for sure. That's
right. Again, we don't expect, the card just came out, so no impending reprints in the near future. No ban list to worry about in the near future. Plus, like Vengeful just said, more new cards that can utilize. It gives it even more utility than right now, so the potential's there. I'm glad I have exposure at a playset. We'll see how it plays out, but this is definitely a best-selling card right now with potential to continue to be a best-selling card into the future. We have Nemesis Corridor from Eternity Code. Again, a single print, super rare that never got reprinted. Again, this was 65 cents. This is a card that literally went from shekels to billies here. Insane. More than a 10x move post Banlist. Just bonkers. We had the retracement back down to the mean, but guys, based on chart formations, this is beautiful. This is literally a cup formation. You can see we're building the cup right now towards the previous all-time high. If the cup gets up here and pierces the previous all-time high, it's a wrap. Run for the hills. This is going to be a double-digi card once again. 36 listings here. You see a couple here. One at 7s. They're 750s really with the mini wall of China, and then they continue on again on its way on the path to the double-digi mark. I mean, if we clean this up here real quick, where is it? Yes, near mint here, janitor style. We do see 29 listings only, 3 pages only, so the demand is coming in. The card is broken. It just has a very, very good effect. Again, when you can special summon this card for free, essentially, because who doesn't play, around or with banished monsters? It's just good. It's good. It's just a good card if you read the effect. Now that it's a Thunder, again, Thunder Dragons just came back, with the Colossus release. So again, this is one, in my humble opinion, to keep in mind. We need a reprint, again, as a super rare from a core set that never got a reprint. I mean, come on now, Konami. Maybe Terminal Revenge, because paying double digits for the super rare is harsh. But what do you think about this one?
These are types of cards they might fit into the OTS. I'll be honest, I don't even remember the numbers anymore.
Yeah,
they
25, I think.
Is it 25? I thought it was 25 because Exodia head is the ulti and everything, which is kind of lit. Yeah, that's gonna lit. Yeah, wow. That's its own conversation.
Right.
I'm not happy with those
No, I feel it. That's a conversation right for when I go to your channel. It's like you're going to have it prepared. You're going to be asking me, Jay, what do you think about OTS 25?
Yeah, what do you do? But so Nemesis Corridor could be a common out of there. But right now, this is just one of those cards that is sitting under double digits because, like, in the last event or two, we actually did see, like, no one's playing Thunder Dragon Colossus and everything. But that doesn't mean you can't, and that doesn't mean someone's not going to. And then once a top deck starts topping with it and they're playing corridors, that's when all hell breaks loose. And you're talking about the wall of 23 basically at the very top. And I'd like to note, when we're talking about those types of walls of like one seller having so many kind of like keeping the price down, which is chill, respect to them. We have like 32 bought today alone, 32, and like it's 8:30 Central here. So that means more than that wall have been purchased in one day. So that means like in one more day, that whole thing might be gone. And then we might be on page 2, which is the $10 you're actually talking about. If you're doing like literally the math of how it was bought today was done again tomorrow, we're back to $10. Okay. Yeah. And again, that's without anyone topping with the card. That's without anyone actually playing it. And then that actually goes out to like a card we were discussing as well. And that's like, it's actually searchable through the Infernal Banshee going into the Nemesis flag to search out the corridor or the other Nemesis boss monsters. That's why a corridor, is actually just like really nice right now as well. So it could definitely keep going up, honestly. Until that reprint happens, it will go up.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, people, again, they're spiking for a reason. The demand is here. People are looking forward to play it. I mean, it's not always all about, was it used in Rally? YCS Rally? Did the top decks have it in the top tape? No, I mean, it's about regionals. It's about locals. It's about, the biggest demand. Yeah, you might see hundreds and thousands of people at a YCS, a particular event, but around the country, there's thousands and thousands and more thousands going to locals and different regionals and things of that nature. So again, the demand is here. I love the assessment, the analysis, and one to definitely keep in mind. Then we have transaction rollback here, guys. This card was 23s, low to mid 20s just the other day from Maze of Millennia. Jay, no one needs this card. No one's playing lab, this, that, and the other. And look, sales in the mid 30s, just literally yesterday, I believe so, right there. And look, in the low to mid 30s, that's where the card is getting sales. If we clean this up here real quick, janitor style, we do see, let me just take the pictures away right here, just clean it up real quick. There we go. The card is at mid 30s. Yes, you have a mini RO5 right there, but then the card continues to 36s, then 38s with shippings, and eventually a $40 card. 3 pages only, 27 listings. The demand is coming in for this card that resurged here, and it's actually higher. The chart hasn't updated. It says 34s, but look, 35s and above. Listings are low. The card is just so good. Broken effect. And a lot of hype, you know, when they first came out, it didn't pan out. No one was playing it. Lab wasn't doing much, but now it's resurge here. And just that's what you want to see. Consolidation, sideways action before that next leg up again into the 40s, maybe even mid 40s. So we'll see how this one pans out. Anything you have to say about transaction rollback?
And I think this goes into, I believe we even like kind of discussed this on the semi-limited podcast, but like Labyrinth is seeing a lot of turnout. You know what I mean? And it keeps doing it. Just got that second place and everything. We even saw it played over in the YSG or JC or whatever that like tournament was over in the Tokyo Dome. We actually saw Labyrinth show up really strong there. And I think they're going to continue to show up even with the Tenpai format we're in. If it does go heavily them, they can basically search out the dimensional barrier basically and just kind of keep them from the synchro summons. And transaction rollback just kind of feeds into this consistently bringing out that one of trap card or, you know, whichever named trap card they want to keep setting. And I do believe transaction rollback will definitely see its way into the future metagame. It has no reprints coming as of like anytime soon, given it was like in the Maze of Millennia. It just came out literally in January. So again, kind of like some of the other cards we were discussing, we're just now 5 months in and realizing, okay, these cards are becoming harder to get now. People are not ripping open these boosters anymore. And I'll be honest, a lot of this stuff, once Rarity Collection 2 comes out, no one's going to have these anymore. So you better get the copies you want sooner than later.
Great assessment. Yeah, I mean, again, that's the key thing about these cards, like he correctly mentioned and stated right now, is that these cards just came out essentially. So cards that just come out have that demand. You're not gonna get the easy way out with a reprint in the Rarity Collection or maybe in the OTS pack. No, this card is not most likely not coming in the OTS pack. Maybe as an OT, we'll see, but it's not readily available. It's not easy to get. It won't be cheap most likely. So again, that's why you see the demand. And Labyrinth, again, it has a great turnout, especially at the lower, you know, regionals and locals. You always see those 2 or 3 kids that run this deck. They top, they're consistent, and again, that's where the demand is coming out, you know, for this particular card. Again, guys, here's the halftime show. Don't forget, we have Vengeful Shadows here. He has amazing content. You can see the views. It's not what I think, it's not what he thinks. It's the facts. The facts is that the views back up, you know, the work that he puts in and the grind that he goes through on his channel. Look at that, 11K views. That was just a couple of months ago. That's what you call a viral video. 5 figures in views. Come on now. We got to put, you know, the respect on the guy with the shades. There you go. You know, he deserves it, man. He deserves to have them shades on right now because he puts in the work. There's the results. You guys don't want to miss out. Nah, you're the best, bro. I appreciate it. Link in the description down below. 1,000. That, come on now. 27. Come on. If we can't do that, man, come on now, man. And it's not just, oh, we need to get him to $1. No, it's because of the content that he provides, the value that he provides consistently. You guys got to swing by and go see for yourself. I mean, you're already seeing it here in this amazing market watch. I'm having a blast collab, and the man knows what he's talking about. Make sure you swing by and show some love. By the way, we do have a 5-minute read investment guide, guys. First link in the description down below. You want to come in, you want to have your strategy. We talk about all these cards, you know, come in here, get a strategy, put purpose to your investment. Don't miss out, guys. We do have a link here to our website here again. We have collabs with Vengeful over there at the Semi-Limited Podcast. So shout out to the Semi-Limited Podcast. Player X is amazing. If you haven't listened to these, you're missing out. We already collabed here. We're collabing here today. And this is just the beginning. Vengeful's my guy. Great dude. Have him on right here. Look forward to the future as well. And again, we have a Discord. Swing by. $15 off over there and whatnot. If you need any of these top 20 best-selling cards that we're talking about today, you want to go over there, take advantage of those deals and get $15 off. And again, members, make sure you guys take advantage of our giveaway, 4.5 giveaway just around the corner for the members. And for the rest of the community, we're already currently working on our 5K giveaway. Again, we have 3 boosters right here, 1 for each winner. Again, I believe in the power of 3 right there. Each winner will get a Fenrir and a Lubelli, guys. All right, so that's the 5K giveaway. Yes, it seems far, but we're going to get there sooner rather than later. Make sure you subscribe. You destroy that subscribe and like button, as it really does help out. And none of this content is official financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. All right, post-halftime show, we have the Bisal Bellion. Literally, one of the cards that we're giving away. We are giving the tin version. But again, this is the OG secret rare. We just touched base on the tin version in our previous market watch, and now we're focusing on the OG. Again, Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. 16 Billy spiking up strong, guys. This is a $21 card right now. You have people buying playsets at mid-20s right here. And again, quickly goes up to 30s. 3 pages only, 27 listings. Don't forget, we've been talking about the Bisal package. And look, this card, please don't forget that it was an $80 to $82 card just last year, even less than a year ago. And it went all the way down, as you can see, to the mid-teens, as we see here. It had a respike to 30s, went all the way back down, and now is respiking back up, you know, due to the Bisal hype and the Bisal demand in so many different decks. People, you know, just splash this engine. It's very, very good. So again, am I saying that this card is going to be 67? No, that's not the point. Can it revisit this pivot high here? Of course. 30s is right down here at the bottom of the page. 3 pages only. It could even surpass this. This was a higher low, and maybe we'll get a higher high. We'll see. But the demand is going bonkers for this card. What do you think about Lou Belly?
I definitely think the original secret could go a little bit higher right now, because when we're actually looking at the chase one, which is the quarter-century like secret, those are $250. Okay, so if you don't want to shell out $250+ because it's like more than that, then your next option is literally 20, which is really nice. That's a good difference, you know. And so if that starts being discovered, and it will be, because again, the once we start moving out of like the fire format, and I know we're gonna get water around like the corner, but they're also sprinkling in light. Okay, like we're kind of seeing like they are trying to give us like the light duelist pack, the light attribute like support, the light swarms. So the more of this stuff they give us, the more all the Bisal stuff is just going to keep coming up. We do see even like Bisal Runic still being played a little bit, you know. But I don't believe that these cards are going to go anywhere. And Bellion is just like that card that adds so much consistency to the deck. It's not going to get hit. I'm not sure, you know, like how it's going to work with like all the branded stuff, because we know branded's really popular right now. So I do believe, like you said, like the flats or like the lows for this was like $15-16. Okay, it's 20 right now. It's $4. Yeah, it's a gain, but it's really not that big of a gain compared to where it was. Like it has tanked and like just gone up a couple of dollars. So for the players out there that have been waiting to pick up the Bellions and felt like you missed out your time on the 16s, you did. You missed out your time. But if you're not going to double down now and get up them for 20s, I do believe in the future they will go up, unless they put this in like as an ulti or something to the OTS. Again, it's kind of like we were discussing earlier. Unless it gets a reprint rather soon, you're going to be seeing those $20 ones just bubble their way back up, probably closer to 30s at least.
Agree. 100%. Literally have nothing else to add on this one. We have Twin Twisters, guys. Man, when was the last time that this card was a best-selling card on TCG Player? You can't make this stuff up. I mean, people forgot about this Ultimate Rare. Literally, look, this chart is even broken. The yearly chart doesn't even work. That's when you know that, man, it's just insane. Look, OTS Tournament Pack 12 Twin Twisters here, Ultimate Rare. And yeah, this was a $20 to $25 OT. Insanity. The card was always 70s to 80s. Then it went all the way down to 2025s. No one cared about this Ultimate Rare. No one's using Twin Twisters. Cosmic Cyclone is the better pick. And everyone's using Cyclones in the meta. And no one needs Twin Twist. And look at now. Look at now. This card is 38s pushing 40s. And yes, you do have a couple of walls here, but after that, it's mid-40s and then mid-50s and beyond. 2 pages only, 17 listings only. So look, people are coming in at play sets. Why? When field spells are rampant in Yu-Gi-Oh, in the Yu-Gi-Oh meta, all of a sudden, back row removal. Look at that OT. Look at it. Look at it. You see? Vengeful's ready. Vengeful is ready. The man is not only good with his channel, he's good with investing. That's why he has his community. You guys got to make sure to sub. That is my guy. Guys, look at it. Hey, back row destruction always becomes popular when field spells become meta. It's just as simple as that. Yeah, you're like, Jay, but you know, I could play Cyclone and I still get rid of the field. Yeah, but this gives you options. It gives you options. If you have to hit a continuous spell and a field spell, then you get rid of 2 problems. If you have to hit 2 back row at once, you know, it just gives you more flexibility. Yeah, you do discard 1, but a lot of decks actually take advantage of pitching whatever card they choose to pitch out of their hand and get rid of 2 of your back row. So again, the potential was always there. We did touch base on this card when it was, you know, heading down towards these low prices, and it's nice to see that the max rarity is already moving on up on price. And I think that's worthy based on my assessment about the field spells running rampant and things about, you know, of that nature. What do you think about this?
firm believer in the $25 Twin Twisters. The moment it got played on the Shonen Jump feed, I ran in here and bought 3. The very moment. TCG Directs, love you guys. Anyways, so like gotta love it. But no, that was the only fear for Twin Twister is Rarity Collection 2. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. That was the only doubt in my mind. Was like, well, if it gets in Rarity Collection, I mean, what's going to be like a $12 RT? Probably not. I mean, so it just seemed like it was kind of like there's no loss on that one, honestly. For now, 37s pushing 40s. That's fair. That's honestly a fair price for it. I mean, we see Cosmic Cyclone just like spike up and everything constantly. And it's just one of those where it's like it will consistently keep coming back to the meta game because it has the double destruction. You can pop your own cards, which is really nice. And then you can literally just, like you were saying, like pitch one card from your hand and be able to actually utilize that as well. So Twin Twister, and that's actually what we saw him do on the tournament play, is he discarded a card and then popped one of his own cards, I believe, and then got an effect off. So that's why, again, Twin Twister just adding into that, just kind of like the metagame play style, and it will always be relevant. It's always those things in Yu-Gi-Oh! Why Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so good is if it was good at one point in time, it will always be good again. So.
That's right. I mean, cards like these always cycle in and out of the meta. And this is the case where people find utility. I mean, just imagine you can get in one play, you can get rid of 2 back row, you can, or maybe 1 back row of your opponent, pop your own to get an effect, and also pitch something that you needed in the graveyard. I mean, that can create a position where it's just very advantageous, and people, are realizing that now, as we can clearly see. So definitely a great take. Then we have Blazing Cartesia, the Virtuals, the Starlight Rare Max Rarity from Darkwing Blast. The demand has been going insane for this one, even for a Max Rarity Starlight Rare. Look, single digi listings. You have a couple here at 275s, then it's $300. After that, you got a couple of one-ups, then it's $500, man. 1 page only. Man, the demand is going crazy. Look, you see people, the sales consistently at over 250s, and look, one recently even at 320s, man. The guy's like, I don't care that there's one at 275. I'll pay you an extra what, $5, $20, $45. I'm bad at math. I don't care. Just give me the card. When you see demand like that coming in for a card like this, again, like Vengeful said earlier, branded is just a fan favorite deck archetype. The demand is here. Yeah, okay, it's not maybe Tenpai Dragons, it's not maybe all these Snake Eyes and the top tier decks, but still, people don't care. They love to compete with their branded decks. They love having their OT branded fusions. They love having their Starlight Blazing Cartesia, the Virtuals. They love having these high rarity, max rarity cards, and some people, they just invest in them. They don't even play branded, but they love always the potential to gain with Starlights, especially one like this. And as you can clearly see it in the charts for the past 3 months, look, the chart hasn't even updated. It says 200s, but here we can see we're closer to $300 a pop. Insane, this parabolic advance move that has been, done by this card. Look, this card was just 144s the other day. So it's a 2x, literally right in front of our face, and 8 listings only. It might not be done yet. So what do you think about this one?
This is one of the interesting cases that we've been seeing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Lately. It's kind of like droplets and permanents, but mainly like droplets, where it's like the higher the price of the card, the more people want it. It's like once droplets got that reprint, it's like people like forgot they were ultis, and they were willing to pay like, oh, if it was 160, I would have bought 3 if it was that price again. The moment it dropped down to like 90s, no one bought any of them. I mean, like, I'm sure some did, don't get me wrong, they got the prices, but yeah, they dropped right down, and like people were just kind of forgot about it because it wasn't that $300 card anymore. And I think that's kind of how it is with a lot of the branded stuff. It goes down and people are like, oh yeah, like obviously the people who've been waiting, they're like, all right, I'll pay 140, 150, right, whatever they need. But then like the moment it starts going up, and the moment more like the new branded guy, like that new card got announced basically, like the 2 new ones. So like the Cartesia and then the Alibar. So that obviously drove up the prices, and now it's like the players that want to get that collection, they got to get it now. And the price being higher, I feel like they just want to pay it more.
That's right. I mean, and again, we do have the Rarity Collection 2 around the corner. Some people are saying maybe Quem is in there, maybe Blazing Cartesia. I mean, it's possible. I mean, the demand is always bonkers for these cards. It doesn't matter if it's the Prismatic from the tin. It doesn't matter if it's this one. I mean, people genuinely love, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community loves their branded cards. So again, once you have the backing of the community and you have a card that looks this beautiful, this max rarity, super scarce and hard to get, it makes sense that it's currently making this move. Then we have Bonfire CR, one of the best selling cards in Yu-Gi-Oh right now, even though you see the card has been dumping. Look, if you go to the yearly, stair stepping down just off a new all-time low, right? You know, just recently. Again, the max rarity collector's rare version from Maze of Millennia, you do see a little bit of a bump. Again, if we go to the lower time frames, even though you might, it's not noticeable. I mean, it is a $7 bump already from the lows. And look, that's just the charts. It hasn't even updated. This card is $150, 13 listings only. Look, you just see one-ofs across the board. You want a play set, you need to pay 160s. But after that, yo, 200s for a playset. That is high up there, guys. 2 pages only. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, the chart needs to update its price action. And when it does, this thing will be respiking essentially back up here, you know, before the previous dump. And that's a good sign. That's a good sign in the sense of people getting it now to retain that future value because the demand is coming in. People are willing to pay 140s, 150s right now. This is the current price. We're almost at single-digit listings. Again, people run these at play sets. The card is just too good. People play this and they win. Is in the winning decks, the top tier decks. I mean, it makes sense that the demand, the meta demand, is pushing the max rarity. Again, people have the ultras, they want a rarity bump. People coming in from outside, hadn't been playing in the meta for a while. Yo, Jay, Vengeful, you know, what do I need? Oh, you need bonfires, bro. You're gonna play them fire decks. You need, okay, and they come in, they get their max rarities, and that demand comes in, and then it spikes the card up. So, anything to say about Bonfire CR?
Yeah, Bonfire is actually an interesting one, I'd like to say, just because of like how it got introed to the TCG. I want to know what restrictions a lot of the content creators are allowed to, like, I want to know the restrictions when they do like these pack announcements, because I remember seeing a lot of people like talk about like how many Bonfire to thrust ratios there were. There's just a ton of discussion about like the ratios of the packs. Be like, oh, Bonfire is easy to get, don't worry, thrust is the one that got like really hit. And no one, like, everyone was comfortable selling out bonfires at like what, like 130, 160, whatever the hell that thing was at, okay? And then it was like, oh, by the way, there's a collector. by the way, there's a collector rare after we sold out all the ultras. So like that was a thing that I don't know. I want to know, but again, like what people are allowed to talk about when they're ripping open these packs, like for like announcements, if they're not allowed to discuss what these CRs are until like later. But I feel like that was kind of a weird one. So a lot of players that bought into the ultras paid really big premiums on it. And then, like, if you are a collector, like some of my friends are, they're going to buy the CRs after that. Like, they're just going to take the hit, sell off the ultras for whatever they can get for it, and then go into the collectors. So I think over time, unless, again, this gets put into an ulti, which I wouldn't be surprised if Konami does the premature ulti reprint for this card. They once in a while do it for money, and it's literally normally ultis in OTS. If they're going to reprint it before that yearly cycle, it's normally OTS ulti is kind of like a rule they do. So it wouldn't surprise me if they end up doing that, but I wouldn't also be surprised if, like, if they don't do that, CRs will kind of probably continue to go up, like, as time goes on, where the ultras, I think we'll be seeing the players who got kind of duped into buying the ultras try to slide out of them as best as they can to get into the CRs, so...
Yeah, I mean, right now you can see it's about 2.5x the price. So it is a hefty rarity bump if people decide to do so. But then again, on the towards the downside, if it ever gets a reprint, the CRs should hold more value as well. So it just all depends how deep your pockets are right now. This is the safer bet, but it has been spiking up more than the ultra. So again, if you need access to it, I would be buying this one. I won't lie, because again, for the price of one, you can get 2.5 of these of one of the CRs. But if you're looking for long-term value, this is definitely the play. We'll see what happens down the line with this one. Then we have Sky Striker Ace Azalea. Guys, this one, or Azalea, this card has demand right now. Top 20 cards. Why? Because Sky Strikers are getting support. We talked about Engage. We've been talking about many different Sky Striker cards lately. But again, look, we talked about this same card not too long ago. We said, guys, this is easy money. This is easy pickings. Why? Single print from from Monsters Revenge. I don't think this one has a QCSR. Does it? I'm not sure. I think it does it. Let me see, because I don't remember covering this one. Let me see. Let me go to the... I'm curious, man. When I get curious, I need to know. Where is it? I don't see QCSR here. So I don't think so, man. So that's what I find weird, that, you know, we got so many quarter century secrets and this card is not one. Like, my brain is playing with me. It's like, really? You know, it's a Sky Striker card. They're not gonna make it quarter century secret rare. Let me see. It just sounds wrong to my brain. Yeah, but as you can see, I don't see any QCSR there. You know what I mean? So again, being single print as a secret rare that comes in Battles of Legend Monsters Revenge, almost a set that is 1 year old. This was easy picking. So look, 17 billies, 35 listings, quickly goes towards 18s where you have that mini wall right there. But again, like Vengeful said, these walls, you see them there. Oh, wow, 23 listings, but it got 23 copies. But look, if you get the sales that happen in a couple, 2-3 days, that's multiple sales, definitely more than 23. So these walls that you see today get easily gobbled up, and then the card is $18+ when you saw it here at, under 17. So 4 pages only, 35 listings is nice to see that the card is making moves. We saw this coming. We talked about this in the low teens. We said, if you need this card, if you're playing Sky Strikers or even just to invest, because sometimes, most of the times, the hype doesn't pan out. Most of the time, we get the new cards, the Sky Striker players are happy and this and that, but then it doesn't pan out. I'm not saying that this will be the case this time around, but at the end of the day, regardless, hype alone pushes prices up. That's what you got to play. That's the name of the game. And right now, this one is at a new local 3-month high in price. I wouldn't be surprised to see this in the 20s sooner rather than later. Let's hear your thoughts.
Oh yeah, that actually really made me surprised I didn't have the Starlight.
Yeah.
I thought I did for
Exactly.
some reason. Yeah, that they're gonna eventually put this as an ulti, but
Right,
it's gonna
right.
be a while.
Right.
So I mean, no, I definitely think, especially if Sky Striker does start popping off, which I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen one make its way into a top, unless I have been missing out. But yeah, these cards really do just kind of sit until the players start picking them up. So I'm not too surprised if this thing will actually keep spiking. Like you said, we do see that nice little arch going up from $11-12 up to the $18 mark, and it wouldn't surprise me to go a little bit above 20. I just kind of want to see where this goes. That the thing that just threw me for the loop is it doesn't have the higher printing.
Exactly.
And a lot of times, unless they do a mass reprints of all different Sky Striker stuff, I don't see them reprinting this just as a solo reprint.
Exactly.
So that's
exactly.
kind of where I'm at.
It's kind of weird. It's weird. That's why my brain told
it's
me.
weird.
So, it's like, really, So
It's a weird card.
Yeah, but definitely it's even more impressive the fact that it's a literal single print of a deck archetype that is just got engaged, put to 3, and is getting new support. Easy money down the line. Then we have Emblema Oath from Valiant Smashers again, a side set that no one cracked open, no one really cared about other than the Centurion cards. This card was just 22 billies the other day and is spiking up. You can see the parabolic advance move into the 30s right now. If we clean this up here real quick, we can notice that the trend is your friend until the end. Why? Because this is a brand new uptrend, brand new highs in the last 3 months. And look, 30 billies right now. You have 2s and 3s, but then after that, it pushes to 33s and beyond. 3 pages only, 27 listings. And again, if we go to the yearly, this card has had higher prices. So again, we could expect mid-30s to 40s for this one if Centurions make waves. Why did we make a new pivot high right here? Why? Because we got new cards. We got new Centurion support inside Legacy of Destruction, making people want to go back and pick up these cards in order to play the deck. The card is a quick play spell. It's broken. It works amazingly, obviously, inside the Centurion deck archetype, and the demand is there. It comes in a side set that who knows when this card is getting reprinted. Those are like the from Wild Survivors. What do you call that deck archetype?
The builder pack, so it's like the deck building pack.
Yeah,
I
it's this.
can't remember,
No, it's this
what
one.
they...
It's the Wild Survivors. Jeez.
Yeah, they're the.
I forgot these guys.
What
do you call these guys? Jeez, there we go. Vanquish Soul.
Vanquish. Yeah.
It's like these cards. Remember when these Ultras came out? They were super expensive. They were always in the 20s to 25s. They came out. Stake Your Soul was always 15s to 20s. This card, I can't believe it's a $4, $3 card. Insane. What's the OTs doing? Man, I go off on a tangent.
Right. And I get curious.
You know what I mean?
You have to.
Of the Vanquish.
Find out what's going on.
Yeah, right? It's like, I'm just
find
curious.
Azalea.
Right, exactly. Look at that. Single digi ultimate rare from OTS Pack 24.
Wow.
Insanity, man. Look at that. Card was 17s the other day. 17s no more. Single digits. Honestly, it makes me want to pick this deck up and play it. But I'm just waiting for these reprints. But again, the Centurions inside Valiant Smashers, I always relate them to Vanquish Soul inside of Wild Survivors. That this deck was really expensive for a long time as ultra rares from this side set that no one has ever cracked open, it seems. I mean, Valiant Smashers is a very similar set to Wild Survivors, so I think these ultra rares will continue to retain value in the short term. You know, especially with the new support that just came out. Any thoughts with regards to this one?
Yeah, yeah, man, there's not a lot of these actually. Like, you basically go to like that $37 mark, and that guy's got like a bunch, but there's only four pages, so that's not a lot. And this was a deck that a lot of people, it was kind of like a fan favorite for a bit. I like never understood it. It like got announced, and everyone just fell in love with it immediately. You know, and I think it's kind of like the Diva mech suit thing from like Overwatch. You know, I think that's why a lot of people were like really, really love it. It reminds them of like Overwatch Diva. And you know, so I think that kind of holds value, you know, as well as like a lot of people just like the actual Centurion deck. And we've actually been seeing since the new format has started that players are actually kind of able to make some of them work, given that again, since we saw lack of Baron, lack of Savage Dragon, or the you know, the Borreload, or whichever one, the Savage Dragon, like they're kind of having to go into these new decks with their synchro options. And then are they still able to do all the Calamity stuff, right? Like
yeah, because it didn't get hit. It's like, it didn't get hit. It's insane.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's the other option, is like, instead of having to face decks like the Snake Eye that can put up walls of all sorts of Omni Negates, now they can actually lock people out with that first turn with the Calamity. And this card is just probably one of the consistent 3-Ls that they would play in the build to be able to pop off. So it doesn't surprise me that actually this card has gone up. And I wouldn't be surprised if more Centurion support actually does get thrown down the pipeline, because Konami knows it's actually like a fan favorite deck. It wouldn't be like a bunch of stuff, but it'd be like a 1 or 2 of Tech Carl that like people would be like, oh my god, and that's when you'll see these cards spike in price for sure.
Exactly. Nothing else to add on that one. We have Wake Up Your Elemental Hero from Maze of Memories. Again, one of the top 20 best-selling cards in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. What does this tell us? It tells us that it's not always about the meta. There's some massive communities, especially the hero one, that they just want access to their card. This was single digits, guys, at one point. At one point, this card was $5. $5. And today is essentially $25 after tax. So again, it's up almost 5x, 35 listings, 4 pages only, and there's you have 11 here, but then 1s and 2s. Just extremely hard to get this card. And again, in the yearly chart, all-time highs right now, literally inside price discovery mode. Yes, you have a couple of listings here retracing back down to the mean with some deals, but look, we have sales even at the 30 Billy range. That means the demand is going bonkers. Hero players, they don't care that this card can possibly get reprinted this year or next. They don't care. They just want access to the first ed OG version of Wake Up Your Elemental Hero from Maze of Memories. There's not really meta implications for this card, honestly, but hero community, they just want the card, and just that demand alone has pushed this card up almost 5x from the lows. Insanity, this parabolic advance move. I mean, is there anything much to say about this one? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. I didn't know it spiked up that high. I mean, I guess the ban list and everything, and people were excited about heroes again. You know, I don't even remember. There's just something on that they're like, oh yeah, the malicious.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you.
Yeah. So it's like, I guess that, but I mean, I don't know if I'd ultras. I'll keep it real. I might be trying to get rid of them. They could go up a little bit higher, but like, I'd be scared of this reprint. I'd be scared of this reprint, especially with like a CR out there. So it's like, grab the CRs for sure. But no, that's actually crazy. That's nuts. But good on the hero community out there.
Hey, you know, man, they look, they don't play around with their cardboard. Look, they don't. This card was what, 37s? Look at that.
Pretty sure that's why we're still here, is from the hero players.
For real, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Then we have Triple Tactics Talent, man. Triple T's. What a card. 3 broken effects, 3 banned card effects, essentially, in one single card. It's just broken. Look, you have a Pot of Greed. What else? You have, well, Change of Heart is not banned anymore, but you guys get the gist. And then go for the hand. Why not? You know, choose. Yeah. Whatever you need, you know, just play the card and you'll be fine. Why not? Look at this card. Literally stair-stepping its way into a new all-time high. Higher lows, higher highs, clear uptrend. I mean, it's too easy sometimes. Look, 7 billies here. Again, this is the super rare. Yeah, you might find ultras around 6 or 7s as well. So again, these 2 to 3 billy cards are moving up, doubling up, and maybe even tripling up, because I could see this being a double-digit card. We've talked about Triple T's in the past. I mean, the card has just always been broken since its inception into the meta. And again, we've been talking about this penny, well, not penny stock anymore, but it was 2-3 billies. We said pick up your copies, especially post Banlist. Yeah, there was fears. Oh, Jay, the card is too broken. 3 broken effects. It should be tapped down to 2, slapped down to 2, maybe to 1, maybe ban. look, still at threes. It's still roaming around, going rampant on the meta. Everyone plays this card. You know, it's broken, going a second and going first. I mean, if you get Ash or whatever, you'd be like, okay, I'm good, you know? So again, just so much utility on this card, for this card. And look, you can see here, the man coming in, you have 6 here and then a couple of one-ofs, playsets here and there, but then the card moves on up towards 8 and eventually double digits. 52 listings, unless this card gets a reprint soon, across the board. All 7 different rarities from this set, plus the previous versions, one day can definitely be double digits. So I like the potential, you know, even investment wise, of course, if you need to play it even more, but you know, to pick up this card now. What are your thoughts with regards to this one?
Oh, no, absolutely. Like you were discussing, unless we get a reprint, it would probably be in like a structure deck. I don't see this thing going down at any point in time because they're not going to vast reprint it like they just did. I mean, it just came out of the one set. You're going to have multiple copies and chances to be able to get it of all the rarities. So you didn't get your copies at that point. They're going to just keep sliding back up until a common print comes out of a structure deck or a rare out of like a Valiant Smashers 2 or something. You know, those are your only 2 options outside of getting them for the 7s until they keep creeping up.
Perfectly said. I mean, it's an uptrend, new all-time highs. I believe this is just the beginning, especially if no reprint is around the corner. Then we have Crossout Designator. Again, this particular one is the ultra rare from the tins. We obviously do have the prismatic secret rares as well. Only 2 prints for this card. Yes, every time I talk about this card, I always say that this is definitely a great candidate for the rarity collection too. But until that is confirmed, people just coming in, they need the card. The card was 14 billies, spiking up, getting sales around 17s. And if we clean this up here real quick, just really quick, let's take the pictures out as well. We do see, look at that, with shipping is 1766 is essentially an $18 card. After this playset, it moves towards 19 and 20s, guys. 37 listings only, 4 pages only. I mean, on the channel, many moons ago, many months ago, I said this will eventually be a 20 billy card. It's nice to see it happen, you know, finally happen. We do see the uptrend here, very clear cut. The chart hasn't even updated here. The recent, you know, on its way towards 20s. And yeah, the man is coming in. People need this card. This is just too broken in the meta. It's very good. You see it in the top decks. You know, it's a very good tech card, utility base inside the meta is very good. When you can declare a name, banish it, and then negate its effect, it's just so good. It's a quick play. It's very flexible, and the man is here for this one. Again, the only disclaimer is either the Rarity Collection 2 or Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge. But other than that, the need is pushing this card up. Again, if I would have like 6, 9, 12 of these, then I maybe would, you know, start selling a couple just in case if it comes in the Rarity Collection. But if it doesn't, man, these are low prices. I think this would be a $25 card easy, just based on the meta demand. Let's hear your thoughts, brother.
Oh yeah, like Crossout Designator is one of those cards that I almost say is underplayed and utilized right now. As the TCG, we kind of ignore really good cards at the OCG. Like the moment they come on to the scene, like they latch onto them for their meta calls, and Crossout Designator is one of those cards. I think, like again, like we got into like Snake Eye format and then Cash format and then Pearly format, and now we were, like I said, like we were just in the Snake Eye format, and then like every one of these formats we just keep getting closer and closer to like the same deck. And I'm surprised that Crossout Designator doesn't start seeing its way into the side decks, because once you're playing against literally a mirror match, you have all the same stuff. I mean, you can literally prevent them from summoning a Snake Eye Ash, Populous, anything just with the Crossout Designator. And I was always surprised we didn't actually see more of that going forward. I think the best like use we saw of it was like one of the guys that was playing Pearly, Crossout Designator, like he chained to like, or I don't even know if he chained to it or not, but it was like he could have crossed out Designator, or did cross out Designator, like the dimensional barrier in the Pearly matchup, because the guy used Pot of like Prosperity. But I think that was like the whole issue. It was something to that like effect. But it's like just knowing that one card could shut down your deck, and being able to put the one cross, or like the cross out in your deck with just the one utility. It's just something that, again, like on paper it looks horrible, but when you're sitting at the best, like the top table, and you open that cross out Designator, you're like, oh, I won. Oh, I won. Oh, it's sweet. I win the game. So it's like the only thing I would be scared about this is literally Rarity Collection 2. When does that come out, by the way? I like
great question.
What's the official?
Yeah, we already
like,
have it here in the latest
date?
sets, and we do see that the dates, let's double check here. It says, yeah, in like 3 weeks, give or take. May 24th, 2024.
Dude, that's scary.
Yeah, it is. People are forgetting about this. They're like, oh yeah, that's a couple of months. No, that's like now, soon, you know?
And that is a set that's going to hit a lot of stuff that they know of. And then the other thing is again, because it's not OCG, we don't get those sweet, like 2 month in advance, like notices. Like they are dragging their feet on telling us it's in there for a reason. It's going to be a lot of big ticket items, I think, that a lot of players have been holding on to for their collection, including myself, probably, unfortunately, you know? But I mean, for real, I don't know. That's the thing. Yeah, again, that's its own discussion of like, hey, we're ready. Nice old teas because the bad ones are coming out. Wait a minute.
Look, for the video on your channel, we have the Rarity Collection 2 and OTS Fact 25. Jot it down, brother. Can't wait to discuss that. Can't wait.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So here at number 20, we have Valmonica. Bro, can you say that, please?
Okay. Hold on, one second. Let me get it pulled up on my screen real quick because it's real small. It's Valmonica. How do you spell Valmonica?
It's VAL.
A-L.
Yeah, we need to do a spelling bee contest, bro. I can't do this, man.
Oh my god. Yu-Gi-Oh! Spelling bee?
Literally.
That's its own content right there. Oh my god.
I mean, I need...
Okay, Valmonica, the agathocological...
I mean, you did a great job. Good job. I mean, I wouldn't even do
onomatopoeia.
I wouldn't even do half of that, man. But you guys get I'll say voice. You know, I'll say the voice part. Valmonica voice. That's it. That's good enough for me. Look at this. Parabolic. 3 Billy cards spiking up into oblivion. Insanity at $3 to 19s. Wow. 29 listings here. 3 pages only. I mean, the demand is going bonkers. It's top 20 best selling in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. There's the backup, the evidence right there to back it up here. Look, sales, consistent sales in the high teens, mid to high teens. I mean, hey, when new support comes out, people get the old pieces. They don't care the price. They don't care. They just, Jay, but no one's playing Valmonicas. No one's playing this in the YCS and in this big regional and in that. Guys, there's just people out there. They love their Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. They love these deck archetypes. They could care less about no meta. They could care less about no YCS. They just want the cardboard. And this is insane. Insanity, in my humble opinion. The literal definition of a parabolic advanced move. A parabolic chart. Look, just going straight up in a straight line. What is this? This is the 19s. I'm bad at math. 3 times 6. This is like a 6x, man. Overnight, essentially. Insanity was going on with this card. I mean, let's hear it, bro. What do you have to say about this beautifully named piece of cardboard?
Again, when you have these prices spike, you got to have them in your possession at that moment. That's how I feel. Like, yeah, we got the announcement for more support cards, and it just spiked. And again, it's one of the consistency parts of the deck you get to add from the deck to the hand, and it's field spell, so there we go. Definitely going to be one of the main money parts of the deck. And then if the deck actually does perform, we could actually see it kind of like maintain or higher. I wouldn't be surprised if it drops a couple dollars. I mean, considering it did spike up from 4s, but like you were saying, it really doesn't matter those past prices. It's what people are selling them now. You know, if you can't find someone to sell you one for $12, you're not going to get a card for $12. So
that's right. That's right. Look, even the CRs, they used to be the price of an Ultra now was the price for a CR. Crazy. And now these are 60s after these one-ups. 80s to 80. Man, what in the world is... Man, and look, even this one, I mean, Celta, however you say that, these names, yo, these Valmonica names, man, Konami. $4 spiking up to double-digit range. Look, 15, 3Xing, bro. Whoever had this deck core just lying around, I'd be selling that thing, bro. No, Jay, but I'm going to play it in my next locals and regions. Bro, sell that thing and buy, buy Centurions, buy Tempais, buy something else, man, because this is insane.
Yeah,
the price.
3 ounces of silver for one of those CRs,
There we go. Love it, love it. Love the silver analogy there. Just loved it, guys. And you guys already know with the 21st card, we always add the bonus right at the end is Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils. A quarter-century secret rare from Age of Overlord. This one was what, 128s the other day? Look at that, spiking up to 160s, up 30 to 32 billies, from these current all-time lows. 25 listings only, 3 pages only. So again, the higher rarity play, the max rarity version, is making moves. I mean, the card has always been busted since release. It has been, getting destroyed, though, from this insanely bubble that happened with this card, going from what? From 133s to 276s, almost 300s. Man, and now all the way back down to the scene of the crime, making a new all-time low. Insanity, but now you do see a little bit of a spike here. Some people holding on to hope, but I mean, yeah, the demand is coming in. 25 listings, max rarity card. Didn't get hit on the ban list, so people thought maybe the 2 to 1, still at 3s, still roaming rampant, you know, in the Yugi verse. So what do you think about the quarter century secret rare wanted seeker of sinful spoils?
Yeah, the drop was going to happen, unfortunately. I mean, we could see it slightly bubble back up. I don't think it will ever go back to the previous glory it had at that nice 270, 280 mark, unfortunately. I think what would really make a resurgence is if we end up ending the year off with more Bellstar support, which I think is very, 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 very possible at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually do see this card in particular added to an ulti as ulti, honestly, at like any of these points in the future. With 25 coming out, they're really trying, like, I can only imagine it like one of those ultis is going to be a banger, like with the head of the Exodia being one of the other ones. And honestly, again, people are mad, that's its own thing, but I could see Wanted being an ulti in that set. And then I think the big call too was like what happened to the secret rares with this card, because they just tanked. And I think a lot of players were just holding on to like their $120 copies. It's like, no man, it's gonna go up, it's gonna go up. It's like, no bro, it's really not. So it's like, I think this was kind of fair for the tanking of the quarter century one, but I do not think it's completely out unless we would like get another high-end version of the card, which is not guaranteed by Konami. I think we might, but I don't think it's guaranteed by any means. And then any other Bellstar support in the future will take this card back up closer to the $200 mark. I just don't think it'll be at the heights we saw before.
Love the assessment. Perfectly stated. And yeah, the secret rares, like you said, I mean, they've been dumping down into the 30s. Once again, they had the respike post ban list, but yeah, no, it was short-lived. People took profits immediately. They were like, what? My card is $70 when it was just 30 somethings? Let me sell right now at almost up a 2x, and now it's back down to a new all-time low. Insane. But again, that is the secret rare. We do see that the QCSR has actually been one of the best-selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards as of late. You know, yeah, you don't see this massive spike. I mean, we're talking about a lot of money still. But again, bumping up $30 a copy. People are coming in, as you can see, and getting this card sooner rather than later. So guys, to close it out, my guy Vengeful Shadow swung by the channel. You know, this is the first time, but certainly not the last. Truly love his takes. We were more than an hour here, you know, picking his brain. Amazing performance here today, just like in his channel. Again, this is criminal. Look at that. Thousands and thousands and thousands of views across the board. This man deserves not just 1K, but multiple K. Let's get him started with the first one. The second one and the third one will definitely come later, because the value is just there. It's not what he thinks. It's not what I think. It's the numbers, the facts, the evidence. Just like we look at the charts, in this case, we look at the views. They're there. Don't forget, first link in the description down below. Swing by his channel. Show some love. Make sure you subscribe. I know you appreciated the value that he provided to us here, you know, today on the Fresh Off the Press community. We've collabed in the past. Here, shout out to Player X. You know, shout out to Semi-Limited Podcast. And then now we're collabing here on YouTube. I've had a blast here today, brother. Thank you so much for swinging by. And hopefully I could swing by your channel. We need to talk about the OTS and the Rarity Collection too. So,
dude, yeah.
So let's make it happen. And again, any last thoughts before we get out of here?
I mean, again, thank you so much for having me on. It has been a blast. This is great. And yeah, we will definitely be having to work with the collab to have you on the channel. We'll be having a lot to talk about, and it will be a lot of fun as well. But again, thank you so much. And again, shout out to Player X for having us on the collab. He's been getting a lot of the cool members of the community together to kind of work with each other, because we're all hermits. We all just kind of do our thing, you know. And he's like, no, we're all over here. Let's just all hang out, you know. So big shout out to him. He's a beast. So for people who haven't checked him out, do click that link below. But if you like Market Watch's top 10s, anything meta relevant, do follow the channel. We really do appreciate anyone who comes in from Yu-Gi-Oh! Fresh Off the Press. Even drop a comment so I know where you guys came from, just to show the loyalty. It really would be appreciated. But yeah, man, definitely come check it out.
Awesome, man. Again, thanks for coming on, guys. And as you guys already know, guys, stay fresh.